One of the technicians of the Gambia Football Federation, Mohamed Sinera, was there on the stands to enjoy the game here at the Independence Stadium. As the first match, the turnout is not as impressive as we were looking forward to, but there is no excuse for that one, as the gates are completely free. Nothing is being charged by the event management committee of the Gambia Football Federation. We were hoping that at least the crowd will turn out in their numbers to actually come and witness this game. That was the earlier arrival of the teams as they make their way to the stadium. The arrival of the Gambian team, they are in jubilant mood.
They look happy, excited. It's a great moment for these girls representing their country at the youth level and playing for the first time here at the Independence Stadium and taking on Ivory Coast. You can see the ambience, Gambian players and the ambience trying to put down the pressure. This is lovely from the young female scorpions. I call them the princess scorpions. Hence we have the queen scorpions, so they are the princess scorpions. And there you have the dressing rooms with the jerseys of the home team in our traditional red, white, blue, white, green colors as we are set to take on Côte d'Ivoire, the elephants, the young elephants in this case, in the first round of the qualifiers for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. And there you have the team boss for the Ivory Coast, the visiting Ivory Coast, arriving earlier on at the Independence Stadium.
We hope the host team will be able to actually make it a difficult affair for the visitors. The last time we were here, the men's chant team were not able to do anything. They were not able to send the crowd into any sort of celebrations. And it has often been said, what men can do, women can do better. We hope to see that unfold here as the teams will soon get on the pitch for the kickoff. Earlier on, when a team of camera operators went to took footages of the dressing rooms and the arrivals of the two teams, will get you everything that has to do with this particular game. The tournament is scheduled for August 2026, and it will feature 24 nations, including 4 representatives from Africa. A total of 38 African nations are vying for just 4 slots. That is absolutely arduous, MS. That's the technicians.
Joe Jabang leading his team of technicians onto the pitch as a crucial encounter awaits Famara here at the Independence Stadium. Any moment from now, we'll have the Gambia Under-20 women's team taking on their equivalents from Côte d'Ivoire in the first leg of the first round of qualifiers for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. There you have the two teams emerging from the dressing room.
They walk on the halfway line and ready to get us underway here at the Bakau Independence Stadium. The national colors of this Gambia in front there, followed by that of Ivory Coast, the FIFA and the football nation's flag. 4 different flags accompanying the teams here. That clearly shows a respect for the two countries, a respect for the football's world governing body, and equally a respect for unity. Football unites, it never divides. That appears to be ascribed on one of the flags there as the two teams make their way to the pitch for the game to get underway here. The Gambia in their traditional colors and the Ivorians equally in their lovely colors as well. By looking at the size of the two teams, you can equally say the Ivorians might not be as dangerous as the Nigerians or the Cameroonians. Could recall when Cameroon came here to play with the senior national women's team. It was a woeful evening for them on that particular game. A little section of the crowd here trying to cheer behind the teams as we awaits for the pre-match formalities before we will get this game underway here. A total of 38 African teams are vying for the 4 coveted slots reserved for the Africans, with the qualifiers set to unfold. We await the national anthem of Ivory Coast. That was the national anthem of the Ivorians, and now we had made wait for that of the nation. Bit of noise there from the little crowd here at the Independence Stadium. This sounding as if we have at least a massive turnout here, but irrespective, we hope the nation will be hoping to see a much more improved performance as opposed to what we saw earlier in the men's chant team game against Algeria a fortnight ago. The visitors and the hosts observing the pre-match formalities there. And we have the team of central referees there, the Gambia's lineup. The deadly Elizabeth Ndeki is one of the starters. She is currently the leading goal scorer in the GFF women's second division league. On 18 goals, the number 7, Salijata Jojo Bojang. As you can see, these are the lineup Coach Joseph Jabang entrusted to actually get the needed results for them. Most of them playing in the second division leagues. And it looks more like a 4-3-3 formation. That is what we're going to see here being displayed by the team. You can see Gomez Ndeki will be leading the attack alongside Ellen Gomez. These are two deadly forwards. And in the midfield you can see Drame Gassama, Jata and Bojang. Goalkeeper Mary N.F. Gomez will be guarding the goal post for Coach Joseph Jabang. And his charges, and by all indications, most of the players have been performing exceptionally well with their respective sides. In the GFF Women's Second Division League, the youngest in the lineup, usually Ellen Gomez, born in 2008, She plays for Berewulang FC. And also Mariama Balde, who was born in 2009, Greater Tomorrow Academy. The team of referees are Enes Gumbo from Malawi, Mamate also from Malawi, and the second assistant is Melus from Zimbabwe. They are the team of adjudicators entrusted with this match by the football's world governing body, FIFA. And we are joined by the Gambia's under-20 head coach, Abdullahi Bojang, who will be helping us to actually digest most of the tactical aspect of this game. The Gambia's bench there, you can see them. They will be reading the game from the bench to make sure they get back and do any needful when they are introduced to the game. The Ivorian bench, MS.
Yeah, indeed, Famara. At any moment from now, the Malawian referee will get us on the way in this tie. Coach Abdullahi Bojang is our match summarizer of the game.
Thank you so much for inviting me to come and summarize the game here. He is very honored and thanks for inviting me here.
Famara, we are on the way. You can take us through the first half commentary.
I know we're definitely going to have the best of this commentary. You have MS and Coach Lai Bojang, who is a grassroots football developer, we will call it, or we will call him, when it comes to trying to make so at least players transcend from the lower level to the highest level. He's one of the best in that aspect. And I saw pictures of him actually at the training ground of the women's team on most occasions trying to assist the technicians. The Ivorians slowly knocking around the Gambia's half now. But the player moved too soon. He's been caught offside there. The Ivorians looking at their height. MS was just trying to measure it with the height. The physique of the two teams, there's no much difference.
Indeed, that is one thing we were all looking for, but it's like they are match in this category. And these are two countries, Ivory Coast, we know, are a powerhouse when it comes to African football, but in men's football, where they are the current African champions. When it comes to women's football, they are not a powerhouse as Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, and recently Zambia, and the list goes on. The Gambia have been in women's football for the longest of period. Farmer, it might interest you to know that women's football started in the Gambia way back in the early 80s. And still we are into women's football and progress has been made, and here we are competing for a spot in the 2026 Under-20 Women's World Cup, having previously qualified for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in 2012, which was held in Azerbaijan, which was a milestone for Gambian women's football. But here it's a new beginning, and it's in a new category. This time it's the Under-20 side seeking to replicate what the Under-17 team achieved in 2012 by qualifying to the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Our match summarizer, Abdullahi Bojang, has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to women's football. He's coached the various categories of the women's teams. I remember we were together in Sierra Leone with the women's Under-17 team. That was around 2016, 2017. I can't remember the year. Important game for women's football. The Under-20 beginning the quest for qualification to the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup to be held in Poland in 2026.
Virtually, you have some experienced players there. As I always say, the most important thing is to develop them from the Under-17 to the 20 so that we can have a strong senior national team, which definitely is going smoothly. Because some of the boys, the guys you're talking of, higher percent of them are playing for the senior national team today. So they went through the ranks, which is very good for their development. And again, when it comes to certain competitions also, you need to have a little bit of experience to know what it takes to play at the national team. So I think we are in the right direction. Players progressing from under 17 to 20 to the senior national team.
Earlier chance in this game, but it was a wasteful one. They're trying to go forward. Peru looking for support. She got it from the left. Sliding tackle there. But that was easily dealt with by the Gambia's defense. Goalkeeper Mary Enab Gomez seemed not to be in any haste. She plays for Mansawali Football Club. She has been in the second division of the Gambia Football Federation Women's League. Nothing much is seen in this game. Coach, tactically, I think the two coaches were actually trying to read the game as we approach the first 5 minutes.
Yes, sometimes when you don't know much about your opponent, you tend to know to rush on them, to know exactly the system that they're playing and then how they're going to play again. Sometimes you need to take your time. As the game progresses, you try to read them and understand, know where their strengths and weaknesses are, and try to see where to exploit the game. But as I said, tactically the team is very well organized, trying to play behind the ball. When we have the ball, they try to open up, keep possession of the ball, which is a very good approach. With some of the coaches, they would try to test you the first 5-10 minutes. They would set you under pressure to force you to make mistakes and try to punish you. But as for this time, there is not much pressure at the attacking third. So the build-up is going fine as of now.
Goalless here at Independence Stadium in round 1 of the 2026 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers between the Gambia host nation or host for this game against Ivory Coast, the visitors. Whistle has gone for what appears to be the first foul of the game here on Jojo Bojang, who plays for Fortune FC in the GFF Women's 4th Division League. Born on the 12th of October 2008. She's one of the players that is being looked up to as far as this game is concerned. Ball into the area easily dealt with by the Ivorians, and it's going to be the first corner of the game. And it goes in the Gambia's way. And we're hoping to actually, the crowd will be hoping for this to be a perfect delivery from the right side. Yes, Kumba Kasama is going to take this one for the Gambia. She lobbed the ball into the area, cleared not too far away, but the Ivorians broke the diminutive attacker trying to go forward with the ball. Lets it off. The Gambians are trying to win it back so easily. Ball is kept in play. The appeal for a throw is being ignored by the central referee, Gumbo from Malawi. She whistled for a free kick to the Gambia. It will be very crucial, Coach Laibojang, for these women on the 20 team to cross this hurdle, considering that they still have 3 more other stages to actually cross before they will be able to qualify for this World Cup.
Yeah, it wouldn't be easy, but it is possible, unless you avoid the likes of Ghana, Nigeria, Zambia and Cameroon. But with the likes of Ivory Coast, I think we could match with them. As I always say, football most of the time is played on the pitch, and during the course of the 90 minutes, that is the most important thing. Stick to your game plan. That is the secret weapon that you're going to use to win your games. So the most important thing, you take it game by game. So this is the most important game. After qualifying from here, will take you to the next level. So this is the most important game as of now. And looking at the team as of now, it is very well organized. because that is the most important thing. As I said, the tactics are the most important thing that would give you the edge over the opponent team, because if you know their strengths and weaknesses, you try to stop where their strength is and capitalize on their weaknesses, then you could score goals and win games. But it's all about having confidence and trust in yourself during the course of the game.
And we've seen the Ivorians trying to actually display a bit of that in this game. You can see they play a bit more composed, very composed. And you can see whenever they're in possession, they want to make touches and try to make the movements inside the Gambia's half.
Yeah, when they're moving out, I think they're playing behind, try to cut them on the counter attacks. Because you're looking at when they're moving out, they normally pass forward and make forward runs also. So tactically also, as I said, the team is most of the time behind the ball, so they will find it very difficult to penetrate as of now. Hence the team started regrouping behind the ball, and this is what we always tell them. Try to close all the gaps so that they wouldn't have space to exploit. If they did that perfectly, it would be very difficult for them to concede a goal.
Approaching 10 minutes here, nothing to separate the two teams, the Gambia and Ivory Coast, in the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers, which is going to be held in Poland in August. And the crowd will be hoping next year, we'll be hoping that the Gambia can actually celebrate a victory as football ultimately returns to the Independence Stadium. Bro is caught offside here. This is the second time she has been caught offside. Smiling Coast supporters there trying to cheer behind the young Queen Scorpions. Nothing meaningful being manifested so far by the two sides. It's more of trying to actually see how best to make the tactics work. And this is, as it stands, Coach Laibojang, the Ivorians, they will love it the way things are going. They are not receiving much pressure, from the Gambia side.
Yes, indeed. I think they will be content with a draw. So with the Gambian team, we need to put more pressure on them. Knowing that this is the home game, we try to take maximum point. Going out with numbers, setting them under pressure at their defensive third, force them to make errors and punish them.
Bro, for the Ivorians now, skip inside one player. She'll be hoping to go in for a cross. It comes into the area. They try to control it. The Gambia want to defend solid there. Strike low one. A bit of sloppy defending ultimately. Ivorians are back in possession. Deflected strike. Easy save by Mary Enab Gomez. The first time we've seen him made what appears to be a threatening attempt. Easily saved. And you look at the Gambia, the centre back, Veronica Sambu, the team captain. I think her presence there is very important. You can see him trying to do all of the communications and arranging the team as well.
Yes, she's an experienced player, and also he's not playing, he's training the Gambia at the moment. She's exposed. She has been with the senior national team sometime. Definitely her experience would definitely help the team a lot. She should be able to control the defense in terms of getting compact together with the midfield players as well.
The Ivorians are trying to penetrate the Gambia before the quarter-hour mark here at the Independence Stadium. Most of the threats are coming from them. The Gambia are here to test the goalkeeper of Ivory Coast, Conan, number 16, who actually plays for Inter FC in Abidjan, born in 2007. She is largely a spectator as far as this game is concerned. Probably Gambia trying to break on a forced counter attack here. Can this be the breakthrough goal? Easy save by Conan in what appears to be her first action as far as this game is concerned. That should have been something meaningful, something good for the game, for the Gambia.
To me, she should have laid it for the striker to just finish it.
Jojo was arriving in the box.
Because for her, she was at a tight angle. So the striker was in a better position to score. She could have just laid it for her to score. I believe she has speed. If they play behind the ball behind the defense, they could pose more threat on them because she has the speed.
The speed.
You know, yes.
That was Ellen Gomez
Yeah.
with what appears to be the Gambia's first attempt as far as this game is concerned. As Coach Lai Bojang was saying, if they can rely on their pace, probably
Indeed.
that will work very well for them.
Yeah.
But if they want to build the attack
From the defense.
from the defense trying to reach before they
Yeah.
get to the area of the Ivorians, usually they seal all the gaps.
Yeah, because normally the field that they trained at the Gold Project, the National Technical Training Center, is a bit small. Here is more bigger, so it's easy to compact in that area and to get to the other goal post. It's easier there than here. This field is too big, so that's why they need to have numbers up front, because the opponent team is playing behind the ball. So if they push more up front, they would have numbers over there, then they'll be able to play forward. But as you see, most of the time you have the back four with the defensive midfield players, all the attacking midfield players. They should put them up front together with the wingers and the strikers, then they would have more option to penetrate through the middle or through the wings.
As a replay of the earlier first attempt by the Gambia, you can see, I think she allowed, the three Ivorian players defending to close her.
Yes, exactly. And it was on her weaker foot also.
Yeah.
She should have led the ball earlier before they close her. Then the striker would have easy access to score the goal.
The Ivorians, quarter of an hour played into the game, still the Gambia. Nil Ivory Coast, nil. We are yet to see the breakthrough goal here in round one of the FIFA Under 20 Women's World Cup qualifiers here at the Independence Stadium in what is the return of football to the Independence Stadium. The men under 23 were here earlier. The Chan team were here a fortnight ago. They were not able to do anything meaningful. And here we have the women under 20 team, probably to prove a point. A win here will put them in an advantage position going into the return leg, which is going to be played in Abidjan. And you can see the midfield as well. We're not seeing them getting much involved. From the defense, you want to see them they're playing on the side as well.
I think we need to be a little bit composed. Yes,
yeah.
This is what we need. Have patience with them. You know, the involvement of Kumba would definitely help because she's an experienced player. She has played up to the senior national team, so she should take the responsibility. And you can see there is gap between the attacking midfield players and the striker. So
yeah.
we need to bridge that gap so that the striker would not be lonely up front. Then that would cause us to pose more threat on the Ivorian defense. But if our midfield players and the wingers are too far from them, then they would be very much composed. It would be easy for them. I think we need to set them under pressure, force them to make more errors. Yeah. Make them not. We shouldn't allow them to be comfortable, you know. But dropping deep would help them to build up the attack. Then, as they progress, they become more and more settled. So we try to set them under pressure from their defensive third, make them uncomfortable, so that they could make mistakes. Then we capitalize on them. And if we are too close to their goal, also. We have more opportunities to score than if we retrieve the ball from our old defensive third.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Gambian Ivory Coast are among the 12 lowest ranked teams. That is why they are playing in the first round. The 12 ranked teams, lowest ranked teams, based on the previous under 20 Women's World Cup qualifiers performance, are the ones contesting in this first round. The 6 winners will advance to join the 26 top ranked teams exempted from the first round to play in the second round of the qualifiers. And should the Gambia progress from this stage, their next opponents in these qualifiers will be Morocco, which is going to be March 29 and 30 of these qualifiers. So should they progress from this stage, they already know who their opponents are going to be. But the focus for them will be to actually cross this hurdle before going to the next stage. There's a foul against Bro from where I am seated. I was able to spot that one. The central referee, Gumbo from Malawi, is not very much happy with her reaction after that decision, giving her a bit of warning. The next time is going to be a caution. I think at least we are hearing a bit of noise from the crowd. Since the game is free, we were looking forward to actually a lot of people coming here to actually witness this game. There's no point saying maybe your people in Bakau here should actually come and fill the stadium. They are not paying any fare to actually come here. They should come here in large numbers to cheer behind these young Queen Scorpions to make sure at least their morals are boosted going into, as far as this game is concerned.
Yeah, that is very important. That's why you have home advantage. But without fans, definitely, it's just like playing home away from home. So when the supporters should come in large numbers to cheer up the girls, so that that would boost their morals to put up a respectable performance and play to win also. I think support is very important. That's why we are all the time crying, playing about the stadium not ready. Because we know the advantage of playing home. It would help you. Looking at our last qualifiers, we won so many of our matches at home. That makes it very easy for us to qualify to the AFCON. So again, you said if you don't have fans here also, it's just like home away, playing away from home. Yes.
Yeah.
So it is important for the fans to come and cheer up the girls as well.
Yeah, in the chance game against Algeria, the complaint was the tickets were high. Now that, it has been given to you for free. She tumbles, I think. The last time I was trying to step on the pitch. Number Kumba Kasama there. She wasn't able to control that ball. Looking at the pitch, it's completely different from the condition it used to be in.
Yes.
And also the goal project where the team usually train. It appears to be a bit soft when you step on it, as opposed to a synthetic or the previous Bahama grass.
Yeah, it's completely different. On Wednesday I was here with them. I played with them.
Yeah.
So I know we'll have a little bit of problems here because the field is compact.
Yeah.
When you step up, it's very soft. Sometimes after the training, I went back home. I slept the whole night.
You nearly experienced some muscle cramps.
The field is big. The grass is compact.
Yeah.
So if they have 2 weeks before the game, it would have helped them a lot. But unfortunately, they didn't. But at least they have few days to train there before the game. That helps a lot. That would help them a lot.
Yeah. Kumba Kasama to take this one for the Gambia. It comes into the area. She is trying to go for a goal from distance. That was almost a troubling one for the Ivorians. Was that to the rescue of the goalkeeper? Almost a goal for the Gambia. Kumba Kasama, that was a brilliant, clever play from her.
Yes.
The Ivorians were expecting it was going to be a whipping across, but she decided to go in for a goal from a virtually impossible angle.
Yeah, she normally takes powerful shots, and she's accurate as well. So I think when they win free kicks over there, she could help them to convert them to goals. It was a very accurate one.
Yeah,
they should have followed up earlier so as to get the rebound and make sure that they score.
Make it a goal.
Yes.
Foul for the Ivorians as we approach the halfway into this game here at the Independence Stadium, the first round of the FIFA Women's Under-20 World Cup qualifiers here in Banjul. Jojo Bojang surrounded there by 2 Ivorian players as they easily try to deal with that one. The left back clears the ball out of play for a throw into the Ivorians at the far end. Their right wing attack, from where we're going to see their right back trying to take that one. Shot one. You look at the game, I think the Gambia are gradually coming in. They're growing in the confidence. You can see from the way they play. They were playing at the beginning of this game and the way they are playing now. It seems to be a bit of differences can be noticed from it. And, you know, like you stated earlier, if we can see them trying to tantalize the Ivorians, playing the ball behind, we might see at least, you know, the Ellen Gomez, Jojo Bojang, and Elizabeth Ndeki, who is currently the leading goal scorer in the women's second division league with 18 goals, probably doing some damage.
Yeah, as the game is going, they're progressing at least. They're growing confidence and attacking as well. You know, it's that is very important. You know, you can see now the Ivorians. As I said, some of these competitions, when you entered into it, the visiting team sometimes would come up, try to put more pressure on the first 15 minutes to be able to get something. But if they fail, they use a lot of their energies in the first 15 minutes. After that, they cannot. They don't have the same amount of energy to again. Push. So if you take it from there, it makes it easier sometimes for you to make to win your games and score goals as well. If you are able to contain them during the course of the first 15 minutes, then at the end of the day, they use most of their energies in the first 15 minutes. Then from there, you take it off from there, then you can attack them and be able to win your game. And you can see the team is progressing, little by little. They're growing confidence, keeping the ball playing together. The midfield is also involving now, especially with Kumba Kuyate.
Yeah, Ilan chasing the ball.
Kumba Gassama.
She wasn't able to keep it in play. It goes out for a throw in to the Gambia. Taken quickly, Kumba. She touched the ball out of play for a throw into the Ivorians this time around. You're going to see Kone take this one. Alimatu Kone, who plays for Afan in the Ivorian league, to take this one. She's making up for her mind where to place the throw. And she was able to spot out a teammate. Ball goes out of play for a throw in after the Ivorians. Yamakumba Traore, who plays for AS Abidjan in Ivory Coast, trying to go forward with the ball there. But we're going to see the throw taken by Mariama Balde, the number 14 for the Gambia. She plays for Greater Tomorrow FC. We have a couple of players from Berewuleng, Greater Tomorrow, Red Scorpion, Mansawali, Fortune Quintes in the starting lineup of the Gambia. Mariama Balde, the number 14 for the Gambia, appears to be the throw specialist. Number 19, Elaine Gomez. She's one of the threats in this Gambia's team. Ball goes out of play for another throw in to the Gambia. Under 20 women's team. I think probably if we can see them display, a much more better performance in this game. Offside. The Ivorians players caught offside here by the second assistant referee, Dominica Melushi from Zimbabwe. The National Scorpion fans club there cheering behind the Young Queen Scorpions. The reason why they call themselves the National Scorpions Fans Club. They are always there for all the teams, from the under 17, men and women, to the under 23, to the Chan teams, to the national team. So I think their efforts are highly acknowledged by the Gambians. Anywhere the team travels, if they can go, they will go. If they cannot go, morally they will always make sure they are with the team. Another throw to the Gambia. Mariama Balde takes it. The Ivorians trying to defend well. They did that successfully. They're looking for numbers, and the Gambia wins back position so easily. Kumba Kasama wins a throw for the Gambia. The only player in Vale in this Gambia's team. Balde Mariama. Long throw. Ivorians appeal for a foul, and they get a foul. It's going to be a free kick to them. Please. A foul on their number 3, who is Yasmini Miteke. plays for ASEC Mimosa in Ivory Coast. It's a familiar name when it comes to the male football. I mean, in the CAF Confederation and AFCON and Champions League. I could recall that name sometimes back when Gantel were doing very well in the CAF qualifiers.
That's true, that's true.
I think probably the levels might not be the same, but if we can see, if we can have the Gambian teams, league winners in the male and first division playing in some of these CAF competitions, that is going to expose the players to a lot of situations, to a lot of environment, and it's going to be a bit of exposure for them as well.
Yes.
When they play competitions like this, it's going to feel so normal for them.
Yes. Again, sometimes this is what I always tell the people. When it comes to these international competitions, it takes certain things to be able to compete there. You know, sometimes you might see a player who is definitely playing good in the Gambian league, but going into the international competitions, they find it very difficult. A typical example was the African games when we play with Ghana, when they have hard stop game. Some of the players, we are not used to it. So they find it very difficult to get settled. You know, so as you said, playing this club championship would make you more exposed. That was the difference between the under 20 team that went to the World Cup. The likes of Mamoudou Badjo, Adama Bojan, Dembo Sedikan, and others were from the under 17 to the 20. Then they were able to perform because they went through the ranks. They know what it takes to play at the national team. They are used to those competitions. So when clubs also
Ivorians going forward now, looking for penetration. Wasteful attempt by Pro, the number 17. Actually, most of the threats since the start of the game are coming from her. I mean, you look at most Sophie, Philomen, Marie, Ange Bro, who plays for ASEC Mimosa as well. You look at the Ivorian lineup, I mean, they have about 3 players all from ASEC Mimosa, I mean, all playing in the same team. I mean, we were talking about the exposure. I think that is very much important for the teams. Probably if we can have the clubs trying to, you know, make sure they are financially stable. Ivorians seeking for penetration again. Good defending there by the Gambia, who are back in possession. Miscommunication easily dispossessed by the number 7 for the Ivorians, Miemo. So he's back in possession. Timite, foul awarded to the Ivorians. Halfway inside the Gambia's half, we're going to see the first yellow card being shown to the team captain of the Gambia. Veronica Sambu is being cautioned there. She's the first player to be booked here. And usually coaches will tell you, or technicians will tell you, when players pick up a yellow card, their spirit must go down because they are always careful to make sure they avoid picking up the second yellow card.
Yes, especially with the defenders, because anytime you could make a tackle, and if you miss your tackle, that's the second bookable offense. That means that you have to go out. So that's why it's very important to be very careful of not to take early yellow cards, because sometimes you'll be very mindful not to take another yellow card to be sent off. So it could disturb the defense, because sometimes you go for some certain tackles, you try to avoid it.
Shot into the area, not too far away, but the goalkeeper knew very well that was going over the frame. Mary Enep Gomez, she spoke very well during the pre-match press conference when she went to actually represent the rest of her colleagues during the press conference, and you can see the confidence in her. I like the way she's trying to start help the team build up the attacks, build up the game, rather than trying to hit the ball wastefully upward. The Ivorians will easily pick them up. Ivorians playing inside the Gambia's half, looking for penetrations. Mariama Balde clears the ball out of play for a throw in to the visitors. Ivory Coast. The 14 is going to take this one. Kone. Ivorians exchanging passes inside the Gambia's half. I think the Ivorians that they want to revert back to kicking the ball from outside the box, but the goalkeeper Mary N.F. Gomez seemed to be a very composed and calm goalkeeper.
She's a promising goalkeeper. I think she started with schools football at the under 15. So I mean, definitely she's very promising. Since there, the goalkeeper trainer started eyeing on her, and definitely he's doing good. And the team also, what we need to keep our striker busy. The striker is lonely; they are not getting balls. So if we keep her busy, then that would pose more threat on the opponent defense, and that would help us to score goals. But if she is lonely there, she doesn't have ball. It's going to be difficult for us to score goals.
Mary N.F. Gomez again proved her worth, even though that was an offside situation, but she was able to actually make a save, proving to the Ivorians that I'm not the easiest of goalkeeper you can find. Probably you need to do something extraordinary to be able to score me. This is a free kick for the Gambia taking. Kumba Gassama try to connect Elen. Can this be the breakthrough goal for the Gambia? Easy save. I think she has all the space to actually move forward with the ball.
She need to move
that was
the
a bit wasteful from Ellen. I mean, who plays for Berewulang FC. Should have been another opportunity.
Indeed. This is what I've just said. Let's keep our strikers busy. You know, I know if they have, we keep them busy, they will pose more threat on the opponent defense. You know, especially with the two up front there. You know, especially with Ellen, she's a good goal scorer. So we need to give her the ball so as to be able to score goals.
She still needs to go forward. There's a space and there are a lot of options out there. I mean, that should have been a goal, absolutely. Indeed. If you are not able to score, you still will be able to go in for other options. Veronica Sambu. That was a wasteful one. What happened? That was quite disappointing. Set piece taken there by Veronica Sambu, who plays for Maguemo Queens in the Sierra Leonean League. And we have a couple of, I think we are seeing a lot of Gambian, female players, being exported to other leagues across Africa. We're talking about Elizabeth Ndeki. You can recall last season she went to Saudi Arabia. Actually, she was taken there even though she wasn't able to actually play. But given her experience, I think that is very helpful. Even if you go out there to train alone, I think that is exposure for you.
That's true. Yeah, we have so many of them in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, and you can see the ones in Liberia are crowned champions again. Definitely that would they're showing the whole world that Gambia also have very good women footballers. After when Rugi went, Basi went, the likes of Catherine Jata and others also. So definitely I think women football is moving.
Gradually, with time, with infrastructure, with good administration, and with much more, teams trying to devise means to, at least I think that is very important as well, try to devise means to be able to, generate a bit of finance to sustain their development. I think that is also important. Ball played into the area of the Gambia. Ivorians try to defend very well in the Ivorian half rather. They're trying to defend well and they did that successfully. Ball goes out of play. Is it going to be a throw or a corner? To the Gambia, it's going to be a throw. And the throw specialist, Mariama Balde, is going to take this one. Taken already. The whistle has gone this time around. For a free kick, a foul on Kumba Kasama. I think she's getting involved in this game more than any other Gambia player.
She could help a lot because, as I said, she has the experience. If not this competition, she would have been training with the senior national team. So, she has the experience. She should push them. She should take the responsibility, make sure that she plays to the strikers. She has all the qualities to put up a respectable performance.
7 minutes plus additional time before the central referee. Enes Gumbo from Malawi will draw an end to this first 45 here at the Independence Stadium in Bakau. The first leg of the 2026 Poland FIFA Women's Under-20 World Cup qualifiers between the Gambia and visitors. Ivory Coast signal has already been given for Kumba to take this set-piece delivery. It comes into the area, a header deflected off, still in the danger zone, and it goes out for a goal kick. I think looking at set-piece as well, we have the Gambian players seem to be a bit told. If not counter-attacks, they can rely on set-piece as well to make sure they do the penetrations.
These are things that give you goals when the game is tight. Sometimes look for these set plays whereby you have a specialist who could convert them to goals for you. You know, Kumba definitely, she has powerful shots, she's accurate, and winning free kicks at the attacking third. I know with 2-3 he could convert 1 or 2 for us.
Balde does long. Deki touches the ball out of play. She's yet to at least get more involved in this game, Elizabeth Deki. We're talking about a player who scored 18 goals in the league already, and last season she scored 33 goals. I mean, she's a goal poacher. The crowd will want to see her at least rekindle some of those magics and moments as far as this game is concerned. She should be one of the players, but I think the way we are seeing Ilan Gomez and Jojo Bojan getting more involved as far as the Gambia's attack is concerned than Elizabeth Ndeki.
That's why I said we need to keep her busy, you know, because we could rely on her to win the game because she's a good goal scorer. So need to talk to the midfield players to make sure that they supply her with balls so that she could score goals for us, you know.
Ivorians attacking from their right wing attack. Bro seeking for support. Left-footed cross into the area. Danger not yet averted. The Ivorians are trying to look for means for good defending there by Mariama Balde. The shot is reload back into the Gambia's half, but wasteful one from the Ivorians. Niemo Emanuela, who plays for Atletico in Ivory Coast. The number 10 is down, injured. Yo Makungu Makura Trawale. She plays for AS Abidjan. The crowd are watching anxiously. They are still yet to see anything. Even, I mean, a good scoring opportunity. We've been seeing some half chances being flashed off from both ends. I think the way things are going, I can see the scoreline is a fair reflection of what we've witnessed so far. Looking at the two teams, I think we need to see more women actually coming to fill the stands. So they also want to empower. When we're talking about empowering women football, we want to see them actually taking the lead role. I mean, for the men to actually follow.
That's true. That's true.
All these teams should have their players to come and fill the stadium here. From the first division women, second division women, all of them should come here to actually fill the stands alongside their supporters as well.
That's true, that's true, that's true. We need to empower them. They also need to take the lead role. That is very important. But as again, looking at the game, most of the time the play is on one side. That is the right side of our field. You see. So the midfield players need to be more involved. You can see most of the time Kumba Gassama is the one involved in the game. So we need others also to be involved, especially with the build-up. You know, when we start the play at the left side, sometimes, looking at the Ivorian team, they're not putting us pressure at the defensive third. So if you cannot move the ball from the left side, you try to the right side. Just keep the ball and move it gradually. But we should minimize sending the balls when we are not under pressure. Then we could be able to control the game and create chances to score.
Patso Memeti, the post assistant from Malawi. Try to make a bit of judgments. Mariama Balde thinks he is also performing impressively well. You know, she is trying to not only trying to defend, but actually trying to help. I mean, the Gambia's right side of the attack, make so at least they build the play. Kone with the throw for the Ivorians. The Gambians win the possession back. Kumba, left-footed pass to Elen. She wasn't able to control that, and the Ivorians wins it. They easily give it away so easily to the Gambia. The number 10, Ellen going forward there. Jojo Bojang wins a throw for the Gambia as we approach the halftime break here at the Independence Stadium. A little over 1 minute to play here. There has not been much of stoppages as far as this game is concerned, so we're not going to see more than 3 minutes being added to this game. The maximum I can predict is going to be 2. At least, and the minimum could be 1 or nothing even. But the Ivorians going forward from the right side where Bro is playing. Number 14, she's getting a bit busier in this game. Cross comes into the area. The Gambia trying to defend. They collided, but they defended very well. Ivorians back in possession. Easy catch there by Mary Enoch Gomez. Her post grabbing are always perfect.
Perfect. As I said, she's promising. She's promising. She's very promising. As I said, she went through the ranks. You know, traveling with the national team. I know she has a little bit of issues with the passport. That's why she wasn't taking place. But now that has been settled, and definitely she's showing her quality. Definitely a very good goalkeeper.
Mary N.F. Gomez, born on the 2nd of March 2008. She plays for Mansawali. She is not only proving that she is a commander when it comes to, representing her colleagues in press conferences. I've said it, I predicted we're going to take 2 minutes, a maximum rather, as far as this game is concerned, and that is what the 4th official actually raised. Tricia Setoko from Lesotho is the 4th official for this game. The Gambia trying to break on a counter-attack here, but the Ivorians anticipated that one. They easily dealt with it, but the free kick has been awarded to the Gambia. Just inside the center half, inside the Ivorian half. We almost exhaust the first minute of the 2 additional minutes added to this game. The Ivorians goalkeeper Hossein Konan, who plays for Inter FC, the Abidjan in Ivory Coast, and this was in Ivory Coast for the World Cup, or for the AFCON rather. The Ivorians, I think the strength of their team actually lies on the right side of their attack, where Bro is actually playing from. There he comes. Mary N.F. Gomez, good, timely defending there by Mary. I think she's always on high alert. Yes. You can see she always anticipates actions. Yes. She was standing on the goal line and realized that the defenders will actually react slow. She decided to leave her goal line to trace that ball, and it was a good save. Otherwise, it was going to be a goal for the Ivorians. Yes.
She's always in good position, and the timing is always very good. You know.
Enough. And that is the end of the fourth 45 from the central referee. Humbo, she has had enough of the 2 teams, and they will head into the tunnel with nothing to separate them. Half-time here at the Independence Stadium. The host, the Gambia nil, the visitors, Ivorians nil. It has been somewhat a fire and a largely balanced first 45 between the 2 teams. And the scoreline is blank. The 2 technicians will definitely go back into the dressing room to do a lot of half-time team talks, to actually make sure the teams get back on the pitch in a much more improved fashion.
Yes. Yeah, that is the most important thing. Looking at the team during the course of the first half, the build-up isn't bad. We need to improve on the middle third of the field and the attacking third. That the middle third, that is the possession zone. We try to keep possession of the ball, and the attacking third, that is the scoring zone. Make sure that we open up the field so that we could have space to penetrate, or we could create space and exploit those spaces. That is what we need at the attacking third to create and exploit spaces. But as I see, most of our midfield players are far behind from the striker. If you get close to the striker, sometimes if she moves out, somebody would be able to exploit the space. Thereby, we could make penetration passes and score the goals that we needed. I'm looking at the Ivorian team also. Most of their strength comes on their wings, especially on the right side. You know, most of the successful attacks comes through the wings. So we didn't have that much threat in the middle, and so most of them were offside. So we need to have a little bit of patience keeping the ball in the middle third, feed the strikers, so that we'll be able to score them. Because if not, if we cannot hold on to the ball in the middle third, then if we lose the ball, we have to defend. But we have to keep them chasing the ball so that they become tired, and we could there could be lapses where we could attack and score. Yes, exactly.
MS halftime here at the Independence Stadium. The Gambia nil, Ivory Coast nil.
Yeah, indeed, deadlock. The deadlock is not yet broken. The two sides going into the dressing room. 0-0 at halftime. The Scorpion fans clubs, come rain, come shine, your guys, they are always here, and you can see the spectators back at the Independence Stadium. And then there's the Smiling Coast Fans Club. They are also very active when it comes to Gambian football. Mami Sira and the team, this is what we love to see, coming back to the refurbished and the remodeled Independence Stadium by the government of the Gambia. Remember, it is a temporal approval. The second game in a space of a week. I hope the young Scorpions, young female Scorpions, would give us the joy we missed in the last game in the CHAN qualifiers against Algeria. And we wish the home-based Scorpions will be playing later in the evening in Anamba in Algiers to beat the Algerians, which is going to be a daunting task but not mission impossible, so that we can qualify for the CHAN tournament later this year in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. But like you said, it's 0-0, and this live coverage is coming to you live from the Independence Stadium by the Gambia Radio and Television Services. You can watch us on TV and online in our online platform, and of course also on the Gambia Football Federation Facebook page. We're collaborating to make sure that we give easy access to Gambians within and outside of the country to watch this game. It is an exciting game, and like Coach Lai Bodan said, we must see more from the Gambian side. It is our home game. We need to push harder to make sure that we have more bodies in the box, have more of the ball in the Ivorian box, create the problem for them, make them how to call it, try to punish them. That was a good opportunity earlier on. Yeah. He should have led the ball quickly, but he tried to go for the goal. Coach, that should have been the first opener.
Yes, yes, indeed, that should have been the first goal of the game. Sometimes creating opportunities is very difficult, especially in modern football. You know, so when you take them, when you have them, you take them. You know, again, when you lead a team, it's a great advantage to you, because sometimes they would go to look for an equalizer. They could be exposed behind, so that would help you to score more goals. So that's why scoring first is very important. You know, it makes you more comfortable. Sometimes when the ball is went out of play, the opponent team would be chasing, running away. They'll be always racing for the time. So that's why if you score first, it helps a lot. That was a great opportunity for us to score. She should have just laid it. We have the first goal. That was very important. But nonetheless, as I said, we need numbers up front. We need the ball at the attacking third. We should do everything humanly possible to score and win today's game. That is very important.
What would you want to see Coach Lai Bojang, Coach Joseph Jabang do come in the second 45 minutes in terms of tactical changes or even change of personnel?
Well, actually, the first, when it comes to the tactics, let's set them under pressure at their defensive third. You know, the strikers start setting them under pressure. We shouldn't allow them to play. We force them to make errors in the first 15 minutes. When they make errors, we try to we try to punish them. So when we win the ball, it is easier to score at the attacking third when you retrieve the ball there than when you regain the ball in the middle third or at the defensive third. So we set them under pressure at the attacking third, put numbers in the fullbacks. If one fullback goes to attack, the other would stay behind. We have numbers up front. The fullbacks would attack. We have 2 attacking midfield players. Then we have at least minimum of 5 attacking, 5 defending also. Then that will help us to have more chance. If you cannot penetrate through the middle, we play through the wings and center. If we center, we have numbers in the middle, in the box, then we'll be able to score. We need numbers at the attacking third. Defensive-wise, we are not having that much threat because looking at the defense is very much composed. We are having that much threat. So we need to post threat on them at their defensive third to have the fourth goal. And that would help us to score more goals because they would be in a haste to go out, look for an equalizer, and they could be exposed behind.
All right, that is Coach Abdoulaye Bojang, head coach of the Gambia under-20 team, a former national player, a coach of Steve Biko, a combative midfielder he was during his days. It's great to have him on the analysis. We will take a short break and we will be back with the second 45 minutes here at the Independence Stadium in Bakau. It remains the Gambia under-20 women's team 0, the Ivory Coast under-20 women's team 0 in the first leg of the first round of qualifiers for the FIFA under-20 Women's World Cup to be held in Poland in 2026. We'll be back in a moment.
I can't believe what if I done it. Met a bad school and do my medallion. Me I didn't qualify because I don't get it. I was at the Jambaru Lentide. May I don't make up your project. That's what you know, man, see that you are there. No matter make a man keep it there. Me I don't sometimes make up for me now and then. Oh Lord, me man, see now like fire. From Batu to Basse to Rika, Manjana, Batu, Coco, Dua de Ketalie, Bami di Cristina, Coming Butalo, Lo, Altanto Lesu, Ila Jalo Lesu, Jalo Lesu, Bolo, Nani Butalo, Gazanto Lesu. Soninke, Jindinkeba, Oninke Nimpabi Nimerol, Car, Timona, Ane Kakala Gala, Carla, Seca, Timona Lapo, Poli, Play, Gambia, Baby, Coma, Akoma, Chile, Monte Coma, Sade, Baby, Coma, Kenoma, son of a Gambian, one hell of a champion, Bahala, and Sofian. Brothers over borders. Mario, Megadela, Tambini, Yakubu, Vinan, Doro, Polo, Wizard Polo, Siwolo, Pokuolo, Mawadelo, Madono, Oluola, Megatolo, Comandantolo, Capato, Mutatoro, Mosa Amuloro, Yalo na Yalo, Pio, Mario, Megadela, Pio, Tambini, Yakubu, Vinan, Doro, Polo, Wizard Dolo, Scorpianzi, Champion, Scorpianzi, Champion, Capato, Mutatoro, Laka, Amul, Naye, Vini, Yalo, Yalo, Fire, Moro, where, see what?
Welcome back from the break. The two teams are back on the pitch. And the crowd will be hoping there will be goals. As far as the second half is concerned, we didn't see any changes from the two coaches. They are back with the lineups that actually started the game. And the visitors, Ivorians, are playing a bit confidently. And the two teams are back. Ivorians trying to start the game the same way they did in the first half. Coach Lai Bojang, the two teams are back. No changes from the two coaches. Appears that they are satisfied with the performance of their players so far in the first 45.
Yeah. It seems they are satisfied with the performance. Probably going forward in the game, they would need to make some reinforcement to see whether it's personnel or tactical changes to move the game to another level to win the game easily.
Hopefully we might be able to see goals being scored. As far as this game is concerned, that will be much to the delight of the home crowd. The Gambia. Elizabeth Ndeki try to connect. Jojo Bojang, who wins the ball, looking for support. Skip inside one. Jojo is back in possession. The Gambia trying to do a bit of penetrations here. But the Ivorians are looking a bit solid at the back. They seem to be a bit more composed, Coach Lai.
Yeah. They're very much composed at the back. But as I said, our strikers are not getting enough balls over there. So that's why I wouldn't say the weakness of the defense over there. So, but this second half, they've started brightly. Now they started moving forward again. You know, if you have numbers up front, this is what they should be very mindful of. Setting up a line defense. It's always very
Elizabeth
easy.
Ndeki. Yeah, exactly.
At least they need
Jojo.
to have a depth in the defense, not to set up a trap. That is very dangerous because they manage to have so many offsides during the first half. If it breaks, it could be dangerous to us. So they need to play deep and not to set up a trap.
Yeah. Trying to. The Gambia in possession now. The Ivorian goalkeeper Conan rather anticipated that move by the Gambia. Even though the young Queen Scorpions are back in possession. Elen goes to the ground and she wins a free kick for the Gambia. Ivorian number 13 is going to receive a bit of lectures from the referee. I think there was a bit of some typing errors with the numbers on the team list being provided to us by the coordinators. But this free kick will be taken by Kumba Kasama. She does long into the box. You see catch there by Conan, the Ivorian goalkeeper. Lamfrey Ocean Conan, who was born in 2007 and plays for Inter de Abidjan in the Ivorian League. Elen Gomez. 9 tons. Salijata. Wasteful pass. Mary Gomez to the right back. Balde. Team captain Veronique Sambu kicks the ball out of play for a throw in to the visitors, who are playing a bit calm and composed here, slowly trying to look for gaps to exploit. But the young Queen Scorpions are looking defiant and solid, equally trying to look for means to penetrate the Ivorians. But as it stands, it's goalless between the two. Clever play, but the ball goes out of play from Ramu Juf. And it's going to be a throw in. To the Ivorians, there's a miscommunication there. The Gambia thought the throw was for them. Joe Jaba wasn't very much happy with that. The Gambia's coach, Joseph, he touched the ball. You can hear and the signals of the leap. You can tell he was telling the fourth official, he touches the ball. But the Ivorians are back in possession. Kumba. Elizabeth Ndeki. Jata to Jojo Bojang. I think these are moments that they need to capitalize on.
Yeah, we need to hold on to the ball at the attacking third and use the pace of Nene. He's a pacey player. You know, if you use her pace, definitely she could come up with something for us. But as I said, the midfield need to be in control of the game, have more patience, keep the ball. You know, they started brightly in the second half, but as I said, we should be very creative at the attacking third. That is what would give us goals. Yes, this make a lot of penetration passes and try sometimes outside shots as well. These are things that would give you goals. One good penetration pass, you could get a chance to score. One shot could have a deflection, follow up, and you could have scored.
It can be a goal.
Yeah,
could be a goal, possibly.
Yeah.
Ivorians now at the far end, the left side of their attack, but the Gambia easily dispossessed them. Balde wasn't communicated. And the Ivorians, bro.
There is more where most of their
threats come from, and from the same player as well, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, he's looking very agile in trying to look and get bro. I mean, the Ivorians attack as he was doing, carrying most of the balls for them in the first half. And the same thing in the second half as well. Thinks he needs to, they need to dog, I mean, her movements.
Yes, you need to be very close. Thank God that Nene is matching her very well over there. You know, so I think she is their threat. Yeah, this is what I am saying. Yeah, put them under pressure.
Under pressure, yeah, exactly.
You know, now we have the chance to restart the game again.
Yeah.
But if you allow them to settle down at their defense, start the build up, then they could cause problems for us.
A lot of problems.
Yeah. So we shouldn't allow them to get settled from the defense.
Yeah. Sliding tackle, but the player stays strong, trying to go forward now. Can they get something from they skip inside two players? Good save there by Mary. Enough Gomez. Also equally a clever play by the Ivorian attacker. She skipped inside two players, but the goalkeeper was on high alert. Mary Enough Gomez. I mean, if not for her perfect timing, that was going to be something for the Ivorians. Look at it. I think that was needless. That tackle was needless. You can still continue moving with the player. And here, look at her again, skip inside the second player. But the goalkeeper came on time to actually next OC stop them from actually scoring that goal. But the two attempts to actually defend that attack was bad.
Definitely, it was in the good defending. As a defender, you always stay on your feet. You know, if you get beaten, you could still chase the ball. But if you are on the ground, then definitely you have no chance of winning the ball back. You know, so that is very important. And as I said, Joe needs to be very cautious on their wings. There is where most of their threats comes from. So he needs to look for a plan to stop them. And he'll be able to if he can stop them on the wings, then it will be difficult for them to score goals. And if you don't concede at the end of the day, if you don't score, we have a point. That is not bad going into the next game. But we need to stop them from the wings. There is where their threat comes from. You know, so he needs to be very cautious about that.
Moments of concern for the Gambia as their heroic goalkeeper Mary Enough Gomez goes to the ground on receiving treatments from the vicious of the Gambia's team, but it seems like she's going to get back on her feet. She's getting back, her gloves on, and the crowd will be happy that she's back on her feet. The Ivorian bench earlier reading the game. I think the advantage of starting on the bench is actually to have the opportunity to be able to read the game. Probably if you are given the chance to actually play in the second half, you can easily do things the player that were there were not able to do.
That's why now they call them game changers.
Yes.
We normally call them game changers. If you concentrate, then you should take the game to another level. That is why it's very important when you have good substitutes. Then sometimes, if it is tough and tight during the course of the first half, and towards certain part of the second half, when these people came, they can take the game to the next level or help you to win the game.
Ivorian coach on his feet there, trying to scratch his head to see what he can do as far as this game is concerned. Looking at the two teams, both of them are being coached by male coaches. I don't know. Maybe probably women are not showing much interest when it comes to football. And most of the time, you will see these women teams or female teams being coached by male coaches.
Yeah.
Is it that the higher percentage? The men are usually very much clever. Ivorians trying to break here. Can they get the breakthrough from this? Brilliant save by Mary NF Gomez. And that was a clever shot by the Ivorian attacker. I mean, Emanuela Diri, who plays for Atletico in Ivory Coast. Clever attempt there.
Indeed,
and a good save.
We need to look at our defense because now they're getting closer and closer to the goal. The defense needs to be compact. And as I said, they need to set the guy with the ball under pressure at all times. At the defensive third, this is what we normally do. Set them under pressure, make them uncomfortable, let them not take outside shots, let them not make penetration passes or centers. That is where what you could, that is what could help us to avoid conceding goals. You know, because it's always a threat. When they are comfortable, they can take shots, they can center and score, but we have to stop them from all those things. Now they're getting closer to the goal. We need to put a stop to those forward runs and those penetration passes.
Mary NF Gomez appeared to be a bit discomfort with her right leg, but collision there between the Gambia's number 15, Maria Massane, the Ivorian 14, Kone, but she seemed to be very okay. And look at the numbers, the Ivorian numbers in there in the Gambia's half. See, I like the calculation of this Ivorian attacker, and equally the goalkeeper was very much on a high alert. Otherwise, that would have been a goal for the Gambia. The left back seemed to be very good. This guy Ramu Diouf, I mean, she seemed to be very much good. Looking at the way she's trying to actually play this game, but nothing to separate the two here at the Independence Stadium. The Gambia nil, Ivory Coast nil is the score in this first leg of the FIFA Women's Under-20 World Cup qualifiers here at the Bakau Independence Stadium. This is the first round being played by the 12 lowest ranked teams based on their previous Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers performance. They will contest in this first round, and the 6 winners will advance to join the 26 top ranked teams exempted from this stage. In the second round, we'll have the 6 teams from the first round winners and the 26 to actually play in the round of 32, and there they will battle it out for the round of 16 slot in the third round. And in the round of 16 we will see 8 teams advancing to the 4th round, and in that 4th round we'll see 4 teams dropping again. In a knockout format, this seems to be a tough qualifier stages. The 2 teams are actually going to play 4 difficult rounds to be played before they will get to the final to qualify for the competition.
Indeed, Famara, but there's a corner in the Algerian box, but it is defended by the Algerians, who now break away.
Ivorians.
The Ivorians, rather.
Your mind is still on the Chan team.
Yes, they are playing later on. In fact, Sol just came asking me if we are showing the return leg. So,
is it still going to be played at 6? Did they arrive there today?
No, the kickoff have been delayed.
Okay.
Yes, to give the Gambian time at least a bit time to recover. Yeah, but I don't know how that is going to how that is going to affect the team. But like we said, this is going to be a very marathon qualification for any team that has to qualify, especially for teams that are starting in the first round of the qualifiers, like the Gambia and Ivory Coast. Remember, 4 teams from Africa will qualify for the tournament. Kasama there in the red veil, in the number 16 jersey, has been a workaholic in the middle of the pitch for the Gambia there. Yeah. We hope, let's hope that Joseph Jabang will try to do some changes that will bring on some fresh legs so that we can get that goal. That's the Ivorians there earlier on breaking into the Gambian box. Yeah. But definitely Marie NF Gomez, is doing very well so far, so good to keep the Gambia in the game
intact.
Intact.
From moment of concern for the Gambia's team here, their team captain Veronica Sambu is down injured on the ground. receiving treatments from the paramedics. She's even going to be stretched off. Appears to be a serious one. It looks like she's going to be replaced. The Rocky centre back is looking like she's not going to come back in the game again, Libojan. This is going to be a worrying moment for the Gambia.
Indeed. She's definitely a key player in the team. Controlling the defense with her experience. So if she moves out, we need somebody who is also very experienced and to be able to control the defense, because as I said, it's very important. We always have to have a leader in the defense. That would help the team to be more compact and to be more organized when it comes to the build-up and in terms of defending as well.
In the other first round matches, Gabon will be playing Niger. Togo will take on Tunisia. Rwanda will play Zimbabwe. South Sudan will play Djibouti. And Malawi will take on Central African Republic. It is going to be the first 6th round of matches. Some muscle cramp there. The captain of Ivory Coast, Gishan, who plays for ASEC Mimosa in the Ivorian League. Some tired legs are creeping in as far as this game is concerned. We've seen it in the male team. I'm not surprised that it is happening in this game as well. I think the pitch is too big. Actually, we've seen players struggling gradually. It appears she's also struggling. The two captains are down. The Gambia's captain, Veronica Sambu, is up the pitch already. And it appears the Ivorian captain, Gizan, is also going to go off for the time being. Veronica is trying to. She's looking okay. And it appears we're going to have her back on the pitch. This is what the crowd, the Gambian supporters were actually praying for. And it appears the captain will be back on the pitch to make things solid at the back for the Gambia Queens, young Queen Scorpions. The throw taken, cleared by Ramu Diouf, not too far away, still in the danger zone. The Ivorians are back in possession. The Gambia are still trying to clear the danger. It's not yet ebbed. The Ivorians are winning the second ball so easily. They're trying to penetrate from the right side of their attack. The throw is chasing the ball there. Timite. The ball goes out of play for a corner. So Ivory Coast, Captain Sambu, Veronica and Captain Gisan of Ivory Coast are both back on the pitch. It's a corner to the visitors, Ivory Coast, who are not a powerhouse when it comes to women's football in Africa. The powerhouse usually will be Nigeria, Cameroon. Cross comes into the area. The Gambia's side defended very well, but the Ivorians are back in possession. Shot comes in wide of target and goes out. It's going to be a goal kick for Mary NF. Gomez takes shot to team captain Sambu. Balde Mariama for the Gambia. Back to Sambu. Captain rolls it to Sane. Ramu Diouf touches the ball, but it's going to be a wasteful one. Elizabeth Ndeki goes to the ground and she wins a free kick for the Gambia's Queen Scorpions. Approaching 65 minutes here at the Independence Stadium in Bakau. 18 goals to her name in the league, and she is yet to show the magic that she has been using to score goals in the GFF Women's League. Elizabeth Ndeki, who plays for Greater Tomorrow Football Club. This is a free kick for the Gambia. Kumba Kasama, the dead ball specialist, takes that one. Header into the box, no player there to make contact, and it goes out for a goal kick. We're going to see a substitution. Ivory Coast, 15 will be taking Nawoni will be taking the position of Traore. Naomi Abi takes the position of the number 10. Usually the number 10s will be tricky players, but we haven't seen much of these Ivorians, number 10 Traore.
No, not at all. Definitely. This is my problem.
Ivorians now, can this be the breakthrough for the new entrance with what is our first touch of the game? She put the Ivorians in front. Abi just came on, and within a moment of her introduction, she was able to prove why she deserved better to start the game. Ivory Coast won, the Gambian lead just Abi. There, I think we will discuss this earlier. She read the game very well and decided to exploit the gaps at the Gambia's defense. Ivory Coast won, the Gambia nil.
Yeah, most of their threat is coming from the wings. This is what I was saying. And again, you look at the midfield also, we need to stop their passes. Whenever they have the ball, their strikers start to move forward, start to make forward runs. There is where we should try to stop their passes. But on the wings also, but that is not forthcoming. Unfortunately, we concede a goal that we could have avoided.
Indeed, a moment of lack of concentration, I would call it, from the Gambian side. And the new entrant capitalized on the space and calmly finished off the ball. And there you see his lot of gaps, Coach Abdullah Bojang, and she exploited it very well, and she calmly slotted it home to give Côte d'Ivoire the lead.
Yeah, you look at both the centre backs, where they were marking off the post, so that's why she has the space and time to be able to score the goal, because there was no centre back around that area, only the left full back, and the left full back was also concentrating on the flank player over there. So the defense needs to be looked at. It is not very much compact as of now. We need to cover that area. All the time, what we always tell them is defending is always done on the ball and the way to goal. You have one up and three down. One will set the guy with the ball under pressure and the others cover the goal. And there was no coverage around the goal area. That's why it was easy for her to score the goal.
Indeed, and now a daunting task for the female young Scorpions of Joseph Jabang. Turn the tie around in this game, trailing by a goal to nil. They must score at least twice, as we see more action on the Gambian bench. We're about to witness a double substitution from Coach Joseph Jabang.
Sire Côte is being prepared to come on. She plays for Brikama United. That was an attempt there. Ivorians are trying to double their lead. I think they want to take advantage of the spaces that are being created within the Gambia's box to make sure they do the penetrations. You're going to have two players to be introduced to this game. That is going to be after this corner kick for Ivory Coast. It comes into the area beyond everyone in the box and goes out for a goal kick. Now the introduction of Nima Sane, who plays for Police FC, and also Sire Côte. They're trying to get it set for them to come for a rescue mission. A free kick awarded after a handball for the Gambia.
Yes.
Kumba Kasama.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to take this one. As we have a little over 30 minutes to go here.
Substitution for the Gambia, number 12, off for number 8, Kadikatu Drame, for Sire Côte, Rapna pour la
Drame is being replaced.
Numéro 12, Sire Côte, numéro 8.
Substitution for the Gambia.
Number 30, Nima Sane
is taking the position of Salijata.
Numero 9,
Two players have been withdrawn and replaced. And the free kick will be taken now. Fresh leg thrown to the game. I think Coach Elizabeth Ndeki is surrounded there by the Ivorians, who are trying to break on a counter attack again. Abi, but the goalkeeper anticipated that one. Mary Enough Gomez cleared that one. I think that is what they need at the moment, to actually resort to the bench to make sure if they will be able to do the needful changes as far as the scoreline is concerned for the Gambia.
Yes, he brought in a winger and an attacking midfield player. But my problem here is in the middle. We need to stop those passes from the middle to avoid conceding another goal. But it's very easy for them to make passes from the middle. We need to set them under pressure at all times. You know, if you dominated the midfield, you'll be able to control the game, and that will help us to win our games. You see, they are getting settled in the middle. So whenever their midfield players have the ball, the strikers start to move forward. That's why they're playing all the time behind our defense, and there is where the goal came. So we need to stop them from the middle, win first and second balls, then we have chance to attack.
Another yellow card, Son, for the Ivorians. John. She has been booked by the referee after that foul. And the dead ball specialist, Kumba Kasama, who plays for Berewuleng FC, will take this one for the Gambia. She is one of the most exposed players on the pitch for the Gambia, and she is trying to prove that one here. You see, one for the Ivorian goalkeeper, Conan. The clock gradually ticking against the Gambia. The Ivorians are loving it. They will be hoping at least to snatch an away victory here for the return leg to be much more easier for them. Another player is down on the ground, holding seem to be tired legs, visible all over. Ivorians number 7, Emmanuel Andiri, who plays for Atletico, is back on her feet, and this throw will be taken by the Ivorians, who are a goal up here at the Independence Stadium in Bakau. Elizabeth Ndeki trying to drop deep. Kumba is trying to go forward with this ball. The crowd roars. Kumba still continuing her movements. He goes to the ground, and the referee awards a goal kick. Yeah, I think because they don't have the numbers there, that makes the play a bit difficult for her.
Yes. But at least she was able to move forward, try to attack, to provide centers for the striker. That is good. She has pace. She can create goal scoring opportunities as well. So we need to keep them busy.
The Gambia now needs to do something here, and they need to do it quick to avoid a defeat going into the return leg. The first round of matches will be played between the 9th and 11th May. That is the first leg, and the second leg is scheduled between the 16th and 18th May 2025 in Abidjan, where the Ivorians will take on the Gambia. And the way the Gambia, brilliant play there by Ndeki. The referee temporarily stops the play as the Ivorian player goes to the ground. Number 11, Mam Junior Fofana. Some of their names and surnames are similar to that of Gambia very well. You can see Fofanas, you can see Trawale, you can see Mam, Mam Kumba, Alimatu. These are names synonymous as far as Gambia is concerned. Going to see some replays of that goal, and look at him. He was standing all by herself.
Off the post,
Yeah.
So it was 2 against 1 in the middle of the field.
Ivorians will tentatively play the game with 10. Energetic ambience coming from the stands. Smiling Coast supporters there alongside the National Scorpions fan club as well on the stands, trying to play their part. But the players on the pitch are not playing their part. Kumba, you can see the Gambia whenever they are in possession. The numbers are not usually there. And probably to get that sorted, I think they are dispossessed now. Ivorians trying to go forward. The goal scorer Abe, who came on as a substitute. Ramu Diouf trying to disturb the Ivorians attack. And they'll want to make sure they get the numbers back to delay these Ivorians attack the Gambia. They've done that successfully. They forced the Ivorians to return the ball back in their own half. And the Ivorians will want to reload the ball back, but it goes out for a throw-in. I think looking at the midfield setup, and the way they are trying to connect with the attack, is going to be a bit more tough for the Gambia to actually get a goal here.
Yeah, they dominated the midfield. So there is where we need to get control of, to be able to play more offensively. You know, but at the end of the day, you see most of the balls, the second balls are won by them, and they're able to hold on to the ball in the middle. So we find it very difficult to win the ball from the field. So they're keeping the ball playing forward. So it's going to be very, very difficult if you don't get control of the midfield.
Ramoju back heels, but the whistle has gone for a foul for the Ivorians. You can see their technician, their head coach, starting on the touchline, trying to give as much instructions as he can to make sure they are able to actually either retain this scoreline or add to it if possible, but that is not what the Gambian crowd here will be hoping for. They are appealing for a handball. The Ivorians, the Gambia are looking very strong. The Ivorians, number 7, Manuela, lays it up around the 18-yard area. The Gambia wanting to defend. Brilliant play there by the Ivorians, shot wide of target. That was a clever play there by, Bro. He's a tricky player.
Yeah, in defending, you don't have to look at the body of the opponents. The most important thing, you cover your goal. That is the most important thing. You know, she could have defended well. You know, not to concentrate. Now you use the body to do the feinting. So when defending, you always concentrate on the ball. That is the most important thing. You know.
Clock ticking against the Gambia's favor. MS.
Indeed, Famara, Ivorians with the upper hands in this game. They lose, winning all the second balls, and they're dominating midfield. They're knocking the ball around. They're making it very uncomfortable for the Gambians, and they are leading as well. You can see the way they are playing, and the Gambians are finding it very difficult going forward, Coach.
Yeah. They're settling in the game as it progresses. You know, now you can see that they start to build confidence. They're keeping the ball. This is what I always said. When you score first, the confidence comes. Sometimes you try to delay. That would make the opponent to be more anger. You know, making you delay in tactics. But they're getting settled in the game. They're keeping the ball. They're knocking the ball around, causing all those threats. So still, the most important thing for the Gambian team is we still need to be composed, stick to our game plan. That is our secret weapon that we should use to win the game.
Ivorians breaking now after a lovely link of play in the box, but well defended. But they still have possession, trying to go around in the box, and the Gambian defense clear their line for a throw to the visiting Ivorians as Joseph Jabang is about to make another substitution
for the Gambia. Number 7 out Elizabeth Becky for the number 11 Masinda Mendy. Remplacement pour la Gambie. Numéro 7 Elizabeth Becky. Sortie pour numéro 11.
Masinda plays for TMT. She's the second leading goal scorer behind Elizabeth Ndeki in the second women's second division league. She scored about 11 goals. She is a player who is equally a goal poacher, plays for TMT in the GFF second division league. Hopefully we'll be hoping to see her at least replicate some of those performances she has been showing in the league as far as this game is concerned. Ndeki wasn't able to prove her, scoring prowess. Probably we can see Mesinda doing something.
Yeah, we need to hold on to the ball. There are certain times you need to take responsibility, have confidence in yourself, not to kick the ball just away for the sake of kicking, because that would give them an advantage to restart play and gaining possession again. We need to build a little bit of confidence, keep the ball and try to attack. This is what is going to help us. As I said, sometimes when you score a team, we tend to forget our game plan. So we start to kick. But we should be able to stick to our game plan, hold on to the ball. This is what we train, that is what we understand, that is what we're going to use as a secret weapon to whip the opponent and win the game.
Ivorians, coach, coming very close on that occasion, and Mari Gomez has to intervene to palm the ball away for a corner kick to be taken by the Ivorians. Comes into the box, but not the best of corner kicks, and the ball goes to touch for a goal kick to be taken by goalkeeper Mari Gomez, and he takes it short, but it's Ivory Coast dominating the game.
Look at them, they're very compact as a team. We should try to cut them on the blind side. But whenever, yes, just like we should cut them on the blind side.
Now, maybe Jojo Gomez, Mesinda heads the ball, not too good. Ellen, there for the Gambia. She's out muscled off the ball by the Ivorians. Mesinda plays for Greater Tomorrow FC. Rada, she's the second leading goal scorer behind Elizabeth Ndeki. Ramu Juve wins a throw for the Gambia. And she's going to take it herself quickly. Back again for another throw. Coach Joseph Jaben is gradually becoming a ball boy here. That is all showing how desperate he is to make sure at least they salvage at least a draw here or even a win. The worst will be a draw, but the Ivorians are looking defiant while the Gambia are looking desperate as far as this game is concerned. They'll be hoping that at least the worst for them could be a draw, at least going into the return leg to see what they will be able to pull. If they are not able to at least go all out for a win, they should try to actually see if they will be able to get a draw.
Yeah, I think they've made some reinforcement that should keep the defense busy because they have some tired legs at the defense. So if we keep our fresh legs busy up front, they could come up with something.
Well, Poland will announce the 2026 Women's Under-20 World Cup host following the FIFA Council meeting on 17 December 2022 in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, where the decision was taken. They will be the host country for the tournament that will run from the 5th to the 27th of September 2026. We will have 24 teams from 6 confederations to actually play across 8 venues as far as the FIFA Women's Under-20 World Cup is concerned, 2026, to be played in Poland. And the Gambia are among the nations to actually vie for a sport as far as this the World Cup is concerned, Miss.
Yeah, indeed, 24 teams and 4 would come from Africa, which makes it very difficult out of 38 teams from the African continent vying for only 4 spots. So it's going to be a real marathon of a qualifying round. The winner between the Gambia and Ivory Coast here would go on to meet Morocco in the second round of the qualifiers. So it's a long way to go before any of these teams gets to Poland 2026. But in the meantime, the young Scorpions of the Gambia has a mountain to climb to turn things around here in Banjul ahead of the return leg in Abidjan in a few days' time. Joe Jabang has 6 minutes plus additional time to score, at least take a draw in the return leg or even turn things around. But as things stands, it's looking difficult as the Ivorians are in control of the game and are deservedly leading in front, as Kumba Kasama, who has been very industrious for the Gambia, takes another free kick and would launch this one deep into the Ivorian box. Here he comes with the red veil, very distinctive in the middle of the pitch. It comes high into the Algerian box. Gambia still has possession. The launcher! That was so close. The Ivorian goalkeeper appears to have a hand or no, but that was a speculative shot from the Gambia there, and it nearly caught the Ivorian goalkeeper unaware.
Yeah, that was so close, and I think very clever from the player. She knew exactly what he was doing. Is it going to be a second for Abi? The Gambia trying to defend very well there. It was almost 2 goals for Ivory Coast and 2 for Abi. I mean, you can see her limping. She was cut on her leg by the Gambia's goalkeeper, Marie Gomez. But the Ivorians are back in possession now, looking for their second goal, trying to cement their position as far as this game is concerned. But the Gambia survived that one, and it was almost 2-0 to the Gambia. They are attacking Coach Lai Bojang, but at the same time, I mean, forgetting about the defense. This was the earlier action from the new entrance, number 8, Sire Côte. Almost a goal for the Gambia.
Yeah, he saw the goalkeeper, and it was a good vision from her to try to lob the goalkeeper from that distance. But the ball was just inches over the crossbar.
They need to be careful. At the same time, they want to actually go out for attacks. They also need to be careful at the back.
This was what I was saying. Sometimes when you first concede a goal, sometimes certain time of the game, you look for an equalizer. You know, when you want to win, you have to equalize, look for an equalizer, then for a winner.
Yes, can this be the equalizer? Jojo Bojang for the Gambia now, trying to cut inside one player. Jojo still in possession, strike block well there by the Ivorians. I mean, you can see, he had the noise from the crowd. I mean, that was almost an equalizer. Had it been, it was a pass. The Gambia still going forward, and this be the equalizing goal for the Gambia. A shot is in block well, a strike is in, wide off target. My goodness, what was Elen doing there? That was almost a goal for the Gambia. They squandered it on 2 occasions, and Ellen Gomez squandered what should have been a leveler for the Gambia. Still, the Ivorians survived that one. Look at the build-up. I mean, there's almost all the time to actually score this goal. Completely all by herself. The idea was very good, but the shot went just wide of target, inches wide.
This is what I was saying. We just keep the strikers busy. We bring in fresh legs, and looking at their defense, they have tired legs now. So if we keep pumping the balls up front, we could have opportunities to score. This was a golden opportunity to put more pressure on the opponent defense. Because already there are tired legs over there. So if you want to score, we don't have to keep the ball so long in the defense and in the midfield. We play to the strikers. I mean, especially with the number 13, he's putting more threat on the defense. So let's keep her busy, give her the balls, and I'm sure he could either score or provide a goal-scoring opportunity for us.
The time is the biggest enemy of this Gambia side as it stands. As the referee tentatively stops the play.
The Malawian referee.
A red card, a second bookable offense, exactly, for the Ivorians, number 13.
The second one for time wasted.
Exactly. Distance, he came, John.
Additional time, 4 minutes.
Audrey John is being shown a red card. And the Gambia only have 4 additional minutes to actually get themselves back on level terms here. But the player is not very happy with that. She needs to leave for this play to continue here. The referee is asking her to actually leave the pitch. And the coach is giving instructions that you all need to go up to make sure you try to get something. Only 4 minutes for the Gambia to find their way back in this game, even though with a numerical advantage. But I think that comes so late.
Yeah, still there is chance. They just need to be more composed and play more forward, because they have a numerical advantage. You know, for sure the Ivorian team wouldn't come out any longer. So now we have to push more players up front, so as to pose more threat on them. You know, as I said, we need to be a little bit composed, you know, not to lose the ball easily and push numbers up front.
Well, they're going to use delay tactics. The Ivorians, as they know very well, that I mean they are playing with a man down. But then again, at the same time, you can see, you can actually see that I mean they are a goal up, and they will try to do everything possible to make sure they defend this slender advantage here. I mean, going towards the end of the game, they will use all the delay means to make sure they salvage a victory.
This could be an advantage to the Gambia because they are a player down now, another player out. So it's plus 2 players. Now, when we win the ball, I don't think we need to have a lot of numbers at the defensive side, because they're no longer going to hold on to the ball, or they're just going to kick the ball. So we need to leave our strikers up front the remaining 3 minutes, make sure that they stay up front. Then when we win the ball, we launch it at the attacking third, so we'll be able to have chance to score.
It's not looking,
but looking at them, all of them are dropping down again. So it would take them a long way from the defensive third or the middle third to go and attack to the attacking third again. So we need to have numbers up front, because that would force them, if you have 3 players up front, that would force them to have 4 players behind. So it would minimize their players going forward. So we could easily win the ball from the defensive third and play forward as quickly as possible.
And it's not looking very promising for the Gambians. It's looking, indications are there that it's looking to be a victory for the visitors, Ivorians, by all indications. We only have less than a minute left of the additional time, and Ivory Coast will be hoping that they can actually salvage a victory. They can actually register a victory here going into the return leg, which is going to be played between the 16th and 18th of this month in Abidjan. This is the qualifiers for the 12th edition of the FIFA Women's Under-20 World Cup, the first round. The Gambians are desperate now. The Ivorians are defiant. Their body language started to bellow surrender. The referee puts the whistle in her mouth, and one brilliant moment actually decided the moments here at the Independence Stadium. Central referee Kumbo from Malawi draws an end to this game, and visitors Ivorians actually registered a hard-fought 1-0 victory here at the Independence Stadium in Bakau. Final score, the Gambia 0, Ivory Coast 1 in the first leg of the first round of qualifiers for the Women's Under-20 World Cup 2026 edition to be played in Poland. That's it. The disappointing one for